This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Good morning. I'm here. Hello. Welcome on First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm back, I should say. And not only that, we have the man who filled in yesterday. How you doing, CJ?
I'm doing pretty good today. How are you doing?
Good. Good to be back. I feel like I know I'm in my usual chair, and you know, we always have you on once per week in that chair. But you know, since you were here, right here yesterday, it's almost like you're on back-to-back days, pulling back to back. I said
back to back.
Did I say back 3 times?
He's coming off of a 3-day weekend, so give him some grace, guys. Still kind of tired.
The point is, it's good. I must say, a 3-day weekend is not gonna lie, refreshing. Refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Look, before you complain about me having a 3-day weekend, I don't get Labor Day off, so let me just say that. All right, consider my Labor Day in February. Anyways, point is, I'm back. First start with a breakdown. Forecast foggy. I had a video with that with Stephen Maxwell on Facebook. We were laughing up about that. He asked me a forecast question. Foggy. That's your answer. That's your forecast.
That's it.
Besides that, it's honestly a pretty tame, warm forecast. Not gonna lie. We do have some fog that could roll into tomorrow, even though most of the fog is actually gone this morning, which is good. As we're recording this 10:30, as we normally do. But yeah, let me just ask CJ yesterday. How was the breakdown yesterday on Fury Monday?
It was pretty good. Just talked about what we could expect for this week. Not much rain, but we could see some 70-degree temperatures today, tomorrow, the next day, and into the weekend too. So we're just gonna be feeling like spring here in the Arcletex through the next couple of days. So
and
yeah,
the next day, and the next day,
and the next day,
and the next day.
And I also talked about Skywarn. If you guys signed up, good for you guys. It has a lot of good benefits for you. If you did not, it's okay. You know, it's all right. There's always time to sign up. It's never too late to sign up and help us out here at the Weather Center in any type of situation, whether that's severe weather, whether that's just raining outside, snowing outside, sleeting or freezing rain outside, anything. Anything helps, honestly. So, yeah, it was definitely fun talking about the Skywarn program and the weather that we can expect for the next couple of days.
Yeah, and a recap, I think there were classes that go along with that. It just helps you learn more. Learn more about weather if you're intrigued to, learn more information. Some of our audience here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown is just here to learn more about the weather, what's happening around the Arcletex. And again, as I kind of say from time to time on this podcast, the point of having this podcast here is to go over the weather more in depth. That goes beyond our typical shows, because typically I know people want to know the answer quickly. They only watch 15, 20 minutes of news, and then boom, you're out of the door. Or boom, you're on to your next job. Boom, you got to go somewhere. I understand. So you just want a brief forecast, get you up to date what's happening for today, and for just briefly what's happening for the rest of the week, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're out. But if you got time to sit down, maybe listen to this. It doesn't have to be at 10:30. We have recordings of these set up every single day, which is pretty cool. All right, so you can listen on your own time. You just need to go to our website and click on the First Alert Weather Breakdown tab. And I keep going back to bada bing, bada boom. You're good to go. The point is, it's smooth, it's easy, it's pretty cool. YouTube is the way we're streaming again here this morning. Again, if you want to say hi on YouTube, feel free, because guess what? You can live chat again on YouTube here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown, and we can respond live to your comments. So let's get into what we're getting into here for the day today. We have a warm forecast for you in store. Again, as CJ mentioned, 70s and sunshine. That is once you get past a little bit of fog and a little bit of rain. We'll get into that little bit of rain chance and talk more about the fog in just a little moment on our full local forecast that we go over in depth. Essentially, your local forecast on a typical news program for KSLA News 12 lasts usually 2 to 3 minutes. The weather forecast on here usually lasts about 10 minutes. We go in depth with lots of things, everything and anything you need to know about the Arcletex weather. On top of that, we have, I wouldn't say 10 minutes, but the point is it lasts longer than 2 to 3 minutes. 5, 6, 7 minutes. Sometimes there's a lot going on, then it will be, 10 minutes. Then we always have an exclusive content in for the day today. Our weather content is with meteorologist CJ Cartledge, who'll be providing us with some cool weather video. Stuff that's been happening outside of the Arklatex that is going kind of more viral on some of our weather social media platforms. That goes, sometimes it can deal with stuff in the Arklatex, but in the case of today, and in the case of most times, it's usually some national weather headlines, which I'm not going to spoil it, but it's pretty cool, and something pretty unique is on tap here for the weather video today.
Yeah, it was very rare occurrence. So make sure to stay tuned later in the show where I'll be talking about it.
Yeah, so we're going to do that after the local forecast. That's first and foremost our priority here to keep you first alert on what's going on in the Arklatex. So let's get a hop outside. Earlier today, this was a foggy skyline in our Window World Skycam in Texarkana. For today, though, or I should say for later on in the morning hours now, we have sunshine. Sunshine aplenty around the Arklatex. Nothing but blue sky to enjoy, which is great. I mean, do you see a cloud in the sky? Because I certainly don't.
I don't see anything at all. Really, I don't see anything. And that's pretty much what's going to look like through most of the day today. Thankfully, as temperatures will continue to be on the rise for this afternoon.
That'll be great. On my Matthews Landscape and Pest camera, this is something I posted a lot early this morning. I said it's almost as if you were on an airplane, because we had the blue skies and sunshine. This has been here all day on the camera. The problem has been is that the cloud cover's been immense at the low levels earlier this morning. Now, that's not the case. Thankfully, we're rolling off on all of that cloud cover away. I think we just maybe have a little bit of lingering fog around Natchitoches and Nacogdoches of it right now. But besides that, I think we're pretty much done with the fog for the rest of the day. But for your weather headlines here for your Tuesday, some of that could be still around the southern ends of the region. I will say fog is expected back here again tomorrow, so want to make sure you get yourself maybe a little bit of a heads up and give yourself some extra time again here for tomorrow. I will say that the forecast for the fog over, I think, the course of Wednesday and maybe a little bit into Thursday is it's supposed to be a little less widespread and a little less thick as well, so we're improving, but we're not entirely getting rid of it, per se. So that's what we're expecting here for Wednesday and Thursday. Then, beyond that, we have warm days ahead. I mean, once you get past the fog, we're expecting nothing but sunshine for overall, for the most part, of the next 5 to 6 days. It's going to be great. The one exception to that is that we do have a little rain chance coming on Thursday. I want to stress on the word little. This is certainly not something that's going to be affecting everybody around the Arklatex. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Temperatures this morning started off in the upper 30s and lower 40s this morning, CJ. And look what they're getting to in the afternoon.
Oh my goodness, that's nearly a 40-degree temperature change for some areas around the Arklatex. So it's definitely going to be warm around the region here, with the exception of those, still going to be warm in those areas as shown in the green there in the southern portions of the region, mainly in those 60s, but most of the area could see the low to mid 70s by this afternoon here, and this looks to continue through the next couple of days as well. Temperatures through the rest of the night, though, or the rest of the afternoon into the overnight hours, we look to lower out mainly in the 40s, low to upper 40s up there near Center and Mansfield, mid-40s near Hemphill and Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches looks to be at around the lower 50s there by early tomorrow morning before temperatures rise, similarly to how we saw for today, into those 70s for most of the area. Some of us may stick in the 60s due to some cloud cover that may be arising here due to another cold front that will actually be moving through. And as you can see, you can start to see the bluish colors start to intrude the region as we move into Wednesday night and into early on Thursday morning. It could bring us a stray shower or two as it passes through, which means rain chances look to be between 20, maybe 30% at the highest, I would say, for at least Shreveport and Bossier and most of the area here. But highs for today, 77 in Texarkana, Longview, Mount Pleasant, DeQueen. It could be flirting with those 80s up there to the far northern western corner of the region. 76 for Idabel, 74 near Shreveport and Bossier. It looks to continue that trend with the warmer north and western portions of the region and the cooler, slightly cooler south and eastern corner of the region, which seems to be a reverse pattern to what we're usually used to. 73 for Manny Natchitoches, and Winfield in most areas to the south and west here. East side of I-20 around 73 to 74 degrees as well. Our temperature trend, as you can see, warm for most of the area for our Tuesday. And as we move into our Wednesday and Thursday, we start to see a little bit of some cooler air, mainly due to that cold front that will be moving through. But back to warmer conditions heading into this weekend. As you can see, we'll still hold on to that orangish color and possibly some darker orange into reddish color. As we head into this weekend, we may see the warmest day of the week on our Saturday, as temperatures will to be approaching the upper 70s in most of the areas. Some of us may be in the lower 80s.
I just want to indicate that those little orange, little shades, yellow and orange that you see there, indicate warmer than average temperatures. And I know there's a little slight drop in that temperature with Thursday, that little cool front coming on through. But the reason we call it a cool front or a baby cold front, whatever it is, it's not affecting the temperature too greatly. Overall, we have warm conditions continuing all the way into the weekend. Just time for parades this weekend. I gotta go drag CJ out to some of those. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, next 5 days. You wanna go with that?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go out to parades this weekend. It's going to be nice. It's going to be amazing conditions out there. 76 for Saturday, 74 for today, though, into the mid and upper, low to mid 70s for our Wednesday, dropping down a little bit to the low to mid 70s for our Thursday. Some of us may be only in the upper 60s out there for Thursday afternoon. Friday, we'll look to continue that warming trend into the low to mid 70s and mid to upper 70s as we head into Saturday and into Sunday, with potentially a slight chance for rain on Sunday. I believe that may or may not have changed, right, Evan?
We'll discuss that a little bit later in the 7-day forecast. But yeah, let's get into more of the conditions because we kind of went over the temperatures a lot more in extent. But to be fair, temperatures, that's the main headline here for the day today. I didn't mean to spike that volume. Sorry about that. Temperatures getting way up there. Obviously, again, back up to the 70s here today, and that continues all week long. That's definitely a headline, but let's get into some of our conditions here. High pressure system, that's what's giving us some nice drying and clearing conditions here locally. I will say with that high pressure system on top of us, that's actually contributed to some of our foggy mornings, because not only are we continuing to have warm temperatures hang around the Arklatex, but part of the reason we have such warm temperatures is because we're very muggy. We have a good amount of moisture at the surface. It's not really affecting our aloft conditions with lots of sunshine and blue skies every single afternoon. But the reason why it's so muggy in the morning is because essentially we're dragging in an air mass from the Gulf of Mexico, which is dragging up those warm temperatures with moist conditions into the Arklatex, and that moisture from that high pressure system is essentially trapping all of that moisture and condensing it right at the surface. So a real cool thing, if you look really closely at the satellite picture, you can kind of see the fog fading back. If you look real closely in for the morning hours, this is about a 3-hour loop where we had widespread fog this morning, and then you can see it just fading back into just the southern edge of the region around Nacogdoches and Natchitoches now. But even then, I think we're pretty much done with fog here, at least for this morning alone. Future track, it's looking great. Again, here for today and tomorrow, we've continued to mention and keep your first alert about a cold front coming here for the day on Thursday. That will be giving us our next chance of rain. Up until that point, Tuesday and Wednesday look nice and dry. But then you get into Thursday, and it's basically first thing in the morning on Thursday. That's when we get into that little tiny rain chance. This is the overnight hours. We could have a slim shower or two, a lot more cloud cover around. I think this will be cloud cover. Maybe a little bit of fog in again for Thursday morning, but I think most of it's going to be cloud cover instead of fog, so to speak. Some slim showers in for you early Thursday morning. Most of it looks to appear in the northern half of the Arklatex, and then going slowly hour by hour. This could briefly affect your morning commute, 9, 10 a.m., but you see by lunchtime, we're pretty much done. And even just backtracking on this future track, it's not our rain isn't extended by that much, meaning we don't have a widespread rain coverage around the Arklatex with that Thursday system. Overall, I'm not expecting much in terms of wet weather with that at all for Thursday. Overall, it pretty much stays dry for the next 5-6 days.
Yes, and if you're going out to the Crew of Gemini, will be Saturday at 2:30 in downtown Shreveport, temperatures look to be just fine for you guys. 76 for our 2 p.m. hour. By 4 p.m., 74. By the time festivities may wrap up, looks to be at around 68 degrees, still pretty comfortable and dry across the Arctics with maybe a little bit of cloud cover building up, but you'll still be able to see that sunshine as you're celebrating the crew of Gemini in this parade. Crew of Highland on Sunday at 2 p.m. This is also in downtown Shreveport. Very similar conditions, but we may have a slight chance for rain as we head into the early evening hours and maybe the late afternoon here. 73 by 2. 4 p.m., 72 degrees, and we look to be at around 67 with a chance for rain. As said before, maybe an isolated chance for rain as we head into Sunday evening. It does not look to amount to much, but there is the chance for rain, so make sure to keep that umbrella handy as you're going out to the parade, because you may need it as you're leaving the festivities that may be going on. And here's that 7-day forecast. 74 for a high today, 75 by Wednesday. Still dealing with a little bit of some fog as we move into tomorrow morning and potentially on Thursday morning as well. And temperatures will be on the rise, though, very close to those dew points, which will cause the fog to occur. But 47 for a low on Wednesday morning or tomorrow morning, 54 by Thursday morning. Dealing with a little bit of a dip in those lows back to the lower 40s and upper 30s as we head into Friday morning. Temperatures will be continuously on the incline heading into this weekend. 76 looking great, looking like great conditions for when the crew of Gemini occurs. And as we head into Sunday, crew of Highland looks to be pretty good conditions for that with slight chance for rain heading into the evening. And we have a higher chance for rain as we move into our Monday, still dealing with the spring-like conditions ahead.
Yeah, and we want to keep you first alert about that next major chance of rain here for your Monday. Until that point, again, just only a slim chance of rain from Thursday. Even for Shreveport, only have it at a 10% rain chance. And for your Thursday, I must say, 20% rain chance on Sunday. That's mainly due to the fact of we're not entirely certain of when that next rain chance is going to happen. It looks to be on Monday, according to most of our weather models. And when we mean next major chance of rain, we legitimately mean that this could actually bring us a little chance of severe weather here early next week. Yes, it could be one of those systems. So, again, we will keep you first alert, especially in store about that system early next week, especially with how big and widespread it is. That's why, again, we have the little tiny rain chance maybe creeping into Sunday, perchance, but most of the weather models are keeping and holding the bulk of that rain and the bulk of that severe weather as of right now on Monday. We'll see. Again, it's 6 days away, so there's still plenty of time to pan it out, but we'll let you know in the days ahead. Again, if it affects any of Sunday as of right now, I'm expecting it on Sunday night, per se, so to speak, for those maybe late parade time, but we'll see. Again, still plenty of time to plan out for the weekend. But overall, as you were mentioning with the parades, this big focus of the weekend, me and you can already say we're headed out. I think for the bulk of the parades, for the bulk of the weekend, not only warm temperatures, but mostly sunny skies. Again, just that little rain chance for you late Sunday night. But besides that, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think we'll all be okay for sure. So make sure to get out and enjoy those festivities and enjoy the spring-like weather that comes with it. Maybe a little bit hot, so you might want to bring some shades or maybe something to cover your head or something like that. So yes, get out and enjoy those conditions out there. Not much rain is expected until we hit our Sunday night and potentially into Monday. That may bring us our next chance for rain, but conditions for this weekend are looking great.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. All right. So, don't stick around. Don't go anywhere. I was about to mix don't go anywhere with stick around. Don't stick around. No, stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We have cool weather video to show you afterwards. That's brought upon by our meteorologist, CJ Cartledge. We'll look at something rare that's been happening around the nation here. We'll see exactly what that is after this quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, welcome back. First alert weather breakdown. All right, so we got over the forecast. Now, this is fun. Fun meaning, I believe you have a tornado video in checks month February?
Yes, we are in late February, but tornadoes are still possible, especially with the warmer conditions that we have coming back. And warmer conditions leads to higher chance for instability, especially with the moisture that may be coming up in some areas. And surprisingly, there was a tornado that touched down in South Dakota yesterday, February 24th. There was a tornado touching down in South Dakota, and it was not warned. It had no warning by the National Weather Service, actually, which is actually very rare because the National Weather Service is usually on top of these things. But National Weather Service did not seem to catch this. They were expecting a few thunderstorms that rolled past, or a couple of rain showers that turned into thunderstorms. But it happened that some rotation had appeared and a funnel cloud appeared, and a tornado came down. So this is what the video is pretty much all about.
So yeah, we'll take a look at the video. I don't think this has any audio on it, so we can just talk over it. I'm going to go ahead and start playing the video now. This was recorded essentially by a storm chaser that was out in South Dakota. You can kind of see it's not really well pronounced. You can't really see the full cloud column down there, but if you look real closely at the surface there, you can kind of see a little bit of the rotation around. If you also look at the clouds aloft, you can kind of see them rotating around in and of themselves. You also see kind of some of the conditions right at the surface, kind of looking a little frail, so to speak. Just a weird scenario overall. And again, this did prompt a tornado warning. But what CJ's talking about is the National Weather Service didn't really prep up any, what am I looking for?
Forecast, I guess it was for it. Because there was a marginal risk in other places around the country. Like there was one, I believe, in Oregon, or a general thunderstorm risk in Oregon. They had also tornado warnings that went off down there, and I believe I don't think they had a tornado warning in Florida, but they did have a marginal risk of severe weather down there for yesterday. So they did see maybe a couple of severe thunderstorms, or a couple of thunderstorms that reached that severe level. But South Dakota did not have a certain forecast for any types of tornadoes at all yesterday. So that was just one pretty rare thing. And yeah, that was just a video I wanted to show you guys. It was a bit of a funnel cloud that prompted a tornado warning in South Dakota. And literally last week, they were dealing with temperatures well below the negatives. I believe Max Velocity on Twitter had talked about they were in, I believe it was negative 25 degrees just last week, around 4 or 5 days ago. And now they're in the 60s, 70s and dealing with tornado warnings. So the weather is a pretty interesting thing. That's why we study what we study, and these massive changes is what really fascinates us to do what we do.
It's one of the best examples of that. My gosh.
Yeah.
It's like going from the Arctic tundra over to the Great Plains in less than 4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I saw another stat where I believe some areas in, I believe, North Dakota or Montana had negative 30-degree temperatures, and now they're in the 60s, which is nearly a 100-degree temperature difference in the span of less than a week.
Wow. That's
so
impressive.
When you go from that negative 30 to like 60, it's like, woo.
That was such a rapid temperature warm-up, too.
Yeah.
Not only that for them, you could say the same thing happened to us. You remember we were talking about wind chills down in the single digits last Thursday and Friday, and now it's Tuesday of this week, and highs are in the 70s today.
Yeah, 70s.
This is what we were looking forward to all of at the end of last week. Steven kept bothering me about it. But like, when's this coming back? When's this coming back? Here it is.
It's here.
Yeah. And now it's prompted tornado warnings in other parts of the country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that was something very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys.
Wild temperature warm-up. Last thing about that, I will say, I looked this up and found this yesterday. That is the first recorded tornado warning in South Dakota's history in the month of February.
In the month of
February. The first ever tornado warning in the month of February for South Dakota.
Wow. You just saw history there, you guys.
I mean, we're towards the end of February, but still.
Yeah. Still in the month of February. February is supposed to be, quote-unquote, a cold month. Cold type of month.
It's supposed to be a calm month,
a winter month. Yeah. Really, at that.
Way up north. It's almost by Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much is.
It's crazy.
You got to go through Oklahoma, Kansas, and then South Dakota, right? That's how the chain works northward.
Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska.
I missed
and then
Nebraska. I missed another state. Point is, it's way up north. My
Yeah.
goodness. So wild stuff, wild setup. Crazy stuff. Again, our next chance of wet weather here doesn't happen until Monday of next week. We'll see what comes out of that. Temperatures are going to stay warm here in the process. We're not looking at a Arctic cool down here locally anytime soon. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and start to wrap this thing actually up right now.
Okay.
If you want to send us a topic, you can send it to us, weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. You can also message us on Facebook as well. The best way to do that is just to kind of go on to one of my posts and then comment there. And trust me, I look at my posts every single day. I will respond to you. If you have any questions, if you say good morning to me, I'll tap a good morning back. Usually try to give weather updates each and every morning. Again, most of my weather updates this morning, we're looking at the Matthews landscape and past camera, which was really intriguing to look at with the fog again. Because the fog was right at the surface, and then once you took that away, it was nothing but sunny skies and blue sky.
Wow. I got to see that. I got to look on social
Yeah,
media.
you gotta look on social media. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
You never know what you find on there. I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on X or Twitter, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So yes, I miss the bluebird. Not gonna
I
lie.
miss the bluebird too. But you know, things happen.
Things out of our control.
Yeah.
Like the weather. The weather is out of our control, right, CJ?
That is true. That
Okay.
is true. The weather does what it wants when it wants.
No matter what everybody else tells us.
Yeah. Austin says all the time, he learned this from one of his professors. He says the weather doesn't care about lines that you draw. Like, you know, the weather has no boundaries. Weather has no bounds. So that's pretty much a reason why you could say that tornado happened in South Dakota. Weather has no boundaries.
Wow.
No matter what lines we draw, no matter what forecast we have. So
You're also pinpointing, I think, some flash flooding in Key West, too. I think it was it a day ago, 2 days ago?
that was yesterday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Gotcha, wow. Impressive stuff. All right, well, here in the Arklatex, we're laying back and relaxing, at least for the next few days. Just a slim chance of rain Thursday morning, just maybe a foggy morning or two of the next 2 days, but it's sunny and 70s, and I'm fine with it. It's calm, sunny, and it's calm and sunny, especially for the two most important days of the week, the weekend upcoming again for those parades, which will be great. If any chance of rain maybe creeps into the weekend, it's going to be late on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I think we should hold it off just fine. Again, we'll keep you first alert in the days ahead. But again, we do have that major chance of rain coming on Monday, it looks like, as of right now. But we'll see. We'll see how that timing pans out. Again, that's still 6 days away. Just keep that in the back of your brain, and we'll get back to you on that. We'll get back to you on that and get you more details on it. All right. Thanks for joining, CJ. Thanks for being on for 2 consecutive days. It's a record for you.
Shoot, I'm about to be on tomorrow too, the Med Chat, remember?
Oh my gosh! Wow, 3 days. I guess you've been on 2 days in a row for a while, but now it's 3 days. Look at you go.
Yeah, man.
Run a whole streak up with it.
What can I say? We love the weather breakdown.
There you go. All right. So yes. Anyways, this CJ hinted at tomorrow is a Met Chat. You'll have to wait to see what that topic is. It's gonna be a fun discussion here for tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about something outside of the Arklatex, but it's a cool weather phenomenon to talk about, I must say. So we'll see how that goes. Not only me and CJ will be on it, but Austin Evans. We'll be talking with him, and we'll be talking with Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones. Yeah, that'll be on the Met Chat here for tomorrow, 10:30 Wednesday. Be there square. Most importantly, be weather aware. You have a great rest of your week. Thanks again to CJ for joining us.
Yep, no problem.
And I'll see you tomorrow, 10:30. Peace out.